Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we will be looking at some adjustment and changes in the events like Spark of Galaxy and Chaos Roulette. So first of all, I want to start with the Spark of Galaxy. I think the new changes are pretty good. And in the past 6 to 7 months, that this is the third time they changed it. And before we had the 30 mortal fragments and of specific immortals. Now you have the chest and also a lot of other stuff. I think the artifacts is much easier to obtain right now, the same as the dragon stones, dragon crystals. I think they are really easy as well. And of course, if you wanted to try obtaining the immortal fragments, that might be struggling in my opinion. The rate on the the chest right here is a little bit less than what we used to have before. Before you can probably get, for let's say you spend 10 to 15, 20,000 gems, you can probably get like 100, 150. If you're lucky, you can get more like fragments, right? But now you probably end up with like around 50, maybe if you're lucky, even more. But I did this the first day it came out. I got a lot of the dragon crystals and I got a lot of the artifact, right? So I like it in terms of everything else between or everything else except the immortal fragments. I think immortal fragments should be a little bit more higher rate, but the other stuff I think is very, very good. This is probably the best event or the best time if you want to get artifact, you want to get the dragon stones for holy or shadow. So you know what? Let's try it, right? Just for research purposes. So let's try it. Let's do 20 balls. And let's see here. You see here, there's a lot, right? So you get 40, 50 for 10 times and you get artifact, which in my opinion, I like it, right? I like it a lot because it helps me and my team a lot. So let's see whenever I can get these chests right here. So sometimes it can go far, but you might have to spend a little bit gems. Hopefully it doesn't go down and drain me all of the gems, but okay. Now we're going very, very far. So this is kind of like my issue a little bit. You get a lot of the stones right there, but you don't get a lot of the... There we go. So it took me 60 tries and let's see what I got from that. And you see here I got 20 fragments, which in my opinion is a little bit underwhelming compared to what we had before in terms of fragments. But if you look at artifacts and you look at dragon stones, if you are going for holy and shadow dragon stones or dragons in general, I think you should be going for this event because it's pretty good, right? As for the artifact, I think it's decent in terms of the dragon essence. For me personally, as you can see, I have 530. I don't really need it anymore. I'm ready for, if the levels of the dragons, right, going to level 10 instead of level 8 right now, I'm ready for all the upgrades. So you can see here, I am working on Shadow Dragon and I got pretty good amount and I like that a lot, and I think I will continue doing it. But in terms of the the Holy and Shadow Immortals, I feel like they did that pretty bad in terms of, because before we used to get you had the chance to get 30 fragments, but now not so much. But yeah, in general, I think if you are not working on an immortal but you want to work on artifacts and stuff like that, I think this is very, very good. But if you are working on immortal, I think everything else or immortals will take way longer time right now. I would say up to couple weeks longer, but the artifacts will be easier to obtain. And if you go for the dragon stones will definitely be easier to obtain as well. As far as the dragon essence, if you are into the like newer servers, I think this could be a very good event for you as well. And also, this is not a bad at all. Although I said like the immortal fragments got nerfed, but it's still a very good event. So yeah, let's take a look at the next one. So now let's take a look at the Chaos Roulette. The Chaos Roulette got some adjustment as well. As you can see on the wheel, we got some 1 fragment of Full Faith, actually 2 of them. And they removed something else. They removed, I believe it was the Immortal Fragments chest, which I think is fine. And they still kept the Chaos Artifact Fragments from the first 4 Immortals, which in my opinion don't really need it. I wish it could have been Full Faith instead, right here and there, like 1 like they did with Full Faith right here. I think that would be a very good change. But for these ones, I don't think a lot of people really need them unless you're building them on the side, right? But let's look at the raid. The raid seems to be very similar. Yeah, it looks very similar to what we used before. I haven't done this personally, but I talked to several people who have done this, and they said the raid looks worse than before, especially when you do all the chests right here, right? The 500 tickets, and usually before, when I started on my Full Faith back then, right? I think it was a couple 6 months ago, 6, 7, 8 months ago, something like that. And I could average, this is with the chest, right? I would average around 270 to 280 fragments each single time. And now you barely get over 200, I would say 30 or 40. Yes, you can obtain something else within the chest or the roulette as well, but in my opinion, people want to play this for basically the immortal, right? And the artifact. I don't think this is necessarily, or this should have been 1 Full Faith artifact instead of this chest right here. That would have been like the most ideal. I don't think people are gonna be disappointed with it. I haven't personally tried it, but I'm just assuming, or after talking to people who played this, they all say the same thing. The raid is basically one of the worst right now, and I think maybe it needs some changes. I think this change looks good, right? It looks good, but I think it's quite misleading when you get less fragments than before. I think it's because of the chests right there, right? These chests kind of making a little bit difficult to get the 6%, and most of the time it always goes up to 25 tries, right? As you can see here. So yeah, that's pretty much the changes that has been updated recently. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and especially with Sparks, I enjoyed watching it and testing it with you guys because I needed those as well. So yeah, I would definitely recommend you guys Sparks of Galaxy to do it, especially right now if you want to build like a Holy or Shadow dragon. I think this is the time to do it, especially with the dragon stones being very easy to obtain. You can get it at least 500 to 1,000 every single week, which in my opinion is very good number. As for the Chaos Roulette, I think I will try it very soon. I'm gonna save some eyes over the couple of weeks and see how it is myself. But according to some people that tried this event already, they said it's a little bit underwhelming compared to before, but it's still pretty good when it comes to the artifacts and stuff like that you can get, right? Because they were working on them as well. But if you are the one that is not working on, for example, one of these like Athena, Poseidon, Wukong, or Loki, right? then it can be a little bit annoying, but I think it's still pretty decent, you know, rate on them. You're probably gonna get around 200 to 220 fragments, including the chest, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoy this, and see you guys in the next video.